jackpot is rolling over week on week. 750,000 Kina. Get your tickets now. Draws every Friday at 7:30 a.m. Play now at 321lotto.com.pg or any of your 321 authorized retailer. 321. Win big every day.
And the Grand Prix is underway. And we saw that he's absolutely wringing the neck of that car.
I'm so sorry for the sound effects, but that's...
Max Verstappen wins in Imola. What a finish from those two across the line. And the Grand Prix is underway. And we saw that he's absolutely wringing the neck of that car.
I'm so sorry for the sound effects, but that's...
Max Verstappen wins in Imola. What a finish from those two across the line.
Let's get into this beat. I'm Jay, and this is my fiance, Pamela. My parents were told I wouldn't make it past 5 years old.
They gave me less time. Made it.
Our lifespan is shorter than the average person.
We have a lot going on.
You okay?
Yeah, with the veil, it looks more like serious.
Real.
I love you.
I love you, too.
Jay and Pamela, Tuesdays 8:30 on TLC.
24-hour service. Always there when we need them the most. They risk their lives to save mine. They are ordinary people doing extraordinary things. They are our everyday heroes. St. John Ambulance, trusted to care.
TVWAN Online has replaced Loop PNG, and with one click on tvwan.com.pg, you can stay connected to PNG's breaking news, top stories, international news, and the latest sporting action. Don't miss out. Visit tvwan.com.pg and bookmark to your home screen to stay in the know wherever you are in PNG. TVWAN Online, the news source you can trust, just one click away.
The TVWAN News is proudly brought to you by
Hello, I'm Mary Silla Kelaton. This is TVWAN News. The National Court at Waigani has awarded over 4 million kina in damages when it ruled in favor of Morata 1 Seventh-day Adventist Church and 22 other block holders of Morata 1 against a Sixth Estate Limited Company and the state. The case is in relation to an eviction that was carried out at the Morata 1 suburb in the National Capital District between the 12th and 14th of October 2022.
The National Court, presided by Justice John Kerry, handed down the decision on April the 17th, 2025, in favor of the SDA Church and the 22 other block holders of Morata 1, and awarded them damages of over 4 million kina, covering loss of church buildings, block holders' properties, breach of constitutional rights, and costs. After carrying out investigations of their own, the aggrieved residents included the church found the October 2022 eviction to be illegal and improper. They engaged a lawyer, Silas Kaule of Kaule Legal, and filed court proceedings against police and the company that ordered this eviction, Sixth Estate Limited. The plaintiffs claimed in the proceedings that the company and police conducted an eviction on settlers residing on a piece of land owned by Sixth Estate Limited, identified as portion 2733 Morata. However, during the eviction, they encroached and trespassed onto a nearby land portion occupied by the SDA Church and 22 other block holders. The nearby land occupied by the SDA Church and the other 22 block holders was way outside the boundary of portion 2733. It was alleged, amongst other things, that the company's action was illegal in that it did not have title to the land occupied by the SDA Church. Furthermore, that there was no court order authorizing the eviction of residents on the land occupied by the SDA Church. Jasmine Irajak, TVWAN News.
A 30-year-old man from Chuave is now detained at Kundiawa police station for allegedly stabbing another man over an argument relating to a missing 5 kina. Chimbu Provincial Police Commander Superintendent Mazuk Rubiang confirmed that the incident happened on May 9 at Laya Village in the Siane LLG. According to the police report, the deceased was with the suspect when the argument started, whichever a 5 kina turned nasty, leading to the death. Police officers in Kundiawa were later informed of the incident, visited the crime scene and apprehended the suspect, who was charged and detained at the Kundiawa police station awaiting his court date. More arrests are expected in Medang as police continue investigations into the assault of a mother and her daughter by the employees of a supermarket in Medang last Saturday. Medang police apprehended and charged 2 prime suspects on Monday and are working to apprehend more. The assault of the duo was captured and uploaded on social media, which consequently received a nationwide backlash on the level of brutality applied.
We're looking forward to a couple of more arrests to be done. That includes probably some of the expatriates as well. Today my good CID officers are going through the CCTV footage that we obtained yesterday, and as soon as they're done, we should be doing some more arrests on that.
PPC Robert Baim has called for calm and allow police to do their work, adding that they will deal with individuals involved and not the business.
Let me put it this way, the soap does not have anything to do with the offense. It's only the people that have committed the offense are responsible for what has transpired. And what they've done, we've already got them. And we've got information already, and I thank the general public to come forward with a statement as well to help us. And also with the help of the courthouse, we obtained the CCTV footage through the search warrant, which is now we have the legal documents in place, and we will forward all this to court to determine the outcome of it.
He added a warrant was granted by the court to retrieve CCTV footage of the incident from the store. With the police now in possession of the evidence, they can now proceed to identify others involved in the assault. PPC Baim stressed the need for professionalism from store employees and security guards, and to know how to act within their means when confronted with such situations in future.
All the citizens only got the right to walk in citizens' arrest, but they don't have the right to assault or long fighting naraglama. What you walk in, you kisim, all in passing, sing out the police come, na kisim am come to station, na process him, the one him offense him, will commit him. All right, so you must have this lawyer. All right, even suppose we go for this matter and we'll talk about all kisim biscuita. Even all committing offense, but you have no right long suppressing naraglama. You kisim come to police, na police bring him to court, na court that's all, and by talk about I'm guilty or not guilty.
Police in Medang hope to complete all arrests by the end of this week or early next week, with formal charges laid and matter referred to court.
So I'm calling on the public not to take the law into their own hands. If you do, it means that you will be creating another problem with the law.
Ruth Rungala, TV1 News.
Today marks a significant milestone for Papua New Guinea's water, sanitation and hygiene sector. The renamed and upgraded Wash Management Information System, now called AMBAN platform, has been launched. The Department of National Planning and Monitoring, through its Wash Program Management Unit, recognized this occasion as a collective effort to improve data services across the country.
The lack of reliable data has long been a barrier to Papua New Guinea's WASH sector, impacting decision-making and investment. The launch of Umban platform, the renamed and upgraded WASH Management Information System, equips people in the country with real-time data to make informed planning and resource allocation, transparency, coordination, and accountability across all levels of government in the WASH space. The Department of National Planning and Monitoring, through its WASH Program Management Unit, with the assistance of the Australian government, invested over 1.5 million kina in upgrading the system and rolling it out across the country.
The Umban platform, meaning fishing net in English, is inspired by the image of a net cast into the sea, capturing everything in its path. In the same way, the spirit of this initiative is a shift toward more effective, coordinated, and inclusive service delivery throughout the country. Umban is not just a technical upgrade, it's a game changer for how we plan, deliver, and monitor WASH services across Papua New Guinea.
The platform will give updates on thematic dashboards, maps, monitors, and reports WASH sectors across the country. Since the launch of the system in 2017, data has been collected across 31 districts, including 3,095 rural communities, 1,577 schools, and 416 healthcare facilities.
To again thank Secretary Samuel for his continued support, and Deputy Secretary Kuning as well, and other development partners in the room as we continue this important journey to collect data, to plan better, to coordinate better, to increase access to drinking water, improve sanitation and hygiene practices.
Secretary of National Planning and Monitoring said that the platform will inform evidence-based decisions, planning, budgeting, and resource allocation for improvement in WASH services.
But look, thank you very much for inviting me today to speak on behalf of the Minister. Planning is ready to partner, as we have done, other stakeholders, other partners that are out there. Let's come forward, let's work together for our people. Our people deserve better after 50 years. And I think we can do that better in the next 50 years. And on this.
Jasmine Erajak, TV1 News.
Furthermore, Councillor Program Strategy and Gender for the Australian High Commission, Simon Ken Evans, emphasised their stand on resilient WASH services as the foundation to help improve livelihoods, security and reduce poverty.
One statistic that stands out in particular for me and for the Australian government is around households spending 1 to 2 hours a day on average due to basic wash services and accessing water, collecting water. Time that could be spent in employment or in education or spending time with family. Projects like this, bringing together data so that we can use it for planning and coordination, will hopefully increase that access, reducing the time spent by families and communities in doing things like collecting water. Of course, this particular burden is also felt more by women, meaning a lack of wash is a critical barrier to women's empowerment and gender equality. We believe, I think all partners here today believe very strongly, that resilient wash services are the foundation to increase individual, household and community resilience and help us all improve livelihoods, security.
This is TVWAN News. Youths have been encouraged to pursue a career in farming. This story and more when we come back.
Hiya, Mama. You wait then, but me add him special flavor.
Put in more flavor, put in more taste. Magic Kakaru, get up a big smile on face. Time for Kim chicken, a great kumutu. Sip, sip, the moo, yes, magic on you.
Maggi, the taste P&G loves.
Our journey starts with you. We'll be there from the start, right through to your life's adventures. We'll ensure comfort and make your safety our priority. We'll take you to memorable moments, no matter where it begins. And we'll get you there like we've always done. The 4th generation coaster bus, more than just a bus.
These two are creeping into your personal space. Why don't we send them packing? Oh, or maybe not.
Bing bang bing. Bum bum.
Cold Pal Lemon is tough on stains and gentle on clothes. Cold Pal Lemon has a great lemon fragrance which brightens your clothes and gives that extra freshness that lasts all day long. Cold Pal Lemon, tough on stains, gentle on clothes, with extra freshness.
It's a new season with new beginnings and new hope, all for the same dream. It all starts now. The NRL Telstra Premiership. Let's go!
That's crazy. I mean, this is like military.
You want to fight with me?
This is gonna be a rough 5 days. I'm Jimmy Smith, a professional mixed martial arts fighter and former math teacher from LA. I don't need a warm-up. I'm set.
I'm Doug Anderson, an Iraq War veteran and rookie fighter from New Jersey. This is our Fight Quest.
Watch Fight Quest, only on Fight Sports.
Welcome back. There are many people who selflessly contributed to the development of PNG. One of them is Fred Stolz, the founding principal of Balob Teachers College in Lae. Stolz, who is now 90 years old, was in his prime when construction started on the college in June 1963. He was quite emotional when he recounted his days, saying the 15 years spent at Balob changed his life for the better.
Balob Teachers College celebrated its 60th anniversary on Thursday, May 8th. Founding principal, 90-year-old Fred Stolz, was accompanied by his wife Lois, his 4 children, and 2 grandchildren to Balob in Lae, where they celebrated the growth of an institution that has trained over 10,000 teachers to date. Going down memory lane, Stolz shared that the Lutheran Church initially had 5 small centers training teachers. Planning began for a central teacher training school in 1959, and by 1962, concrete proposals were prepared for a master plan to be drawn up by a qualified architect. Financial constraints delayed work until a major donation of approximately £200,000 or 1 million kina from the federal German government through the Bavarian Lutheran Church. Work began in June 1963 with Lloyd Spike, an Australian, in charge of a workforce of more than 50. It continued until the middle of 1966, with Stolz saying they all became accustomed to having construction work going on all around them. Enrollment began in 1965 with 93 students, including 20 women and 8 lecturing staff.
There were 8 of us at the beginning. Sadly, as far as we know, only Colleen Bradkey from Australia and Dale Bussey, United States, and myself are still living. And it was good to see and hear the greeting from Colleen and Dale.
By the end of 1965, 58 students had graduated as qualified teachers.
Very early, the college moved to have all students, regardless of the entry level, stay for 2 years. The official opening of the college on the 27th of November 1965 was a truly momentous event.
When Stolz left in 1979, enrollment at Balob was just over 300. Now it is 1,000 and the period of study is 3 years.
Prayer is that Balob will in the years to come continue this tremendous contribution of service to the country and community. In that spirit, friends and family in Australia wish to contribute to its future. I'm pleased to announce about 20,000 kina has been raised. At my age, this probably will be my last visit, but I've learned over the years to never say never. I would conclude by saying, coming to Papua New Guinea in 1965 was the best thing I ever did. Why do I say that? The 15 years here changed my life for the better. The experience of working with the students and staff from various countries, because we had staff from New Zealand, India, Sri Lanka, United Kingdom, and of course Papua New Guinean staff members. And these traditions made me more patient and tolerant. It improved my teachings, which carried over to when I returned to Australia. When I left, I said I would always be a supporter of Papua New Guinea and its people. I believe I've kept this promise.
Kamela Guare, TVWAN News, Leh.
New board members of the Southeast Mananda Special Purpose Authority were sworn in on Tuesday afternoon in Port Moresby. Senior Magistrate Albert Daniel presided over the swearing-in ceremony for the 10 members.
The swearing-in ceremony of the new board members of Southeast Mananda Special Purpose Authority marked a significant step in establishing the new leadership structure for the authority. Ipape Ulizali was sworn in as the new chairman of the SPA, while Bruce Tava was named the deputy chairman.
But big LLG and Kutu LLG, yeah. So you run the street, the 1M, you must explain yourself something good. SPA, you must start nothing. You must start a project. The project will be start in the period to Kutu Southeast Mananda. And Kutubu, local level government will blame Kutu LLG. You know, Como LLG, you know, Man Pasavi LLG, you know, Mount Sisa LLG, you know, Uli LLG. Clear.
This leadership team is expected to focus on promoting development and addressing key issues within the Southeast Mananda area. The swearing-in signifies a commitment to service and accountability, with the members pledging to work collaboratively to enhance the welfare of their community.
People stand by the solo, helping people walking will walk straight. And walk people provide him advice, now ensure him compliance. So you walk him walk good. So we will continue to do that, now stand by, now where we can come in, providing some training.
Special Purpose Authorities are vital in implementing projects and initiatives that aim to improve the quality of life for landowners in project areas.
The project side, in the last 3 years, we work on some project. Some line, the department, the DP, or local level, provincial affairs and local level government. We are going to look. Big money government give him budget, so I give him 1 million or 2 million. So with that little money, I'm working some work. Okay. Suppose you fly around, Pasabi, about or Southeast Manada inside the bus, but you look him solar light, or have school, clinic, and slack staff. Okay, we got ambulance staff. We got some classroom, 8 posts, all this kind. One within resource where you meet got low and blow again.
LLG's SPAs are established and managed under Section 42 to 51 of Local Level Government Administration Act 1997 as an implementing arm of a local level government, playing host to a major resource development like mining, oil and gas. SPA are required to operate in arm's length with host LLG and implement certain service delivery functions of the LLG like building roads, bridges, school, etc. Freddie Mo, TVWAN News.
Brian Wafi, the owner of Mangrove Farm, has called on youth in Port Moresby to consider pursuing a career in farming. During an interview with this newsroom this week, Wafi emphasized the potential of agriculture as a viable and rewarding livelihood, highlighting the importance of sustainable practices and local food production.
More than 1,200 youths have been trained at Mangrove Farm in the outskirts of Port Moresby City along the Parry Village. Owner of Mangrove Farm, Brian Wafi, has encouraged other youths seeking job opportunities to learn the skills of farming at his farm. He noted that engaging in farming not only offers financial opportunities, but also contributes to food security and community development.
So that's why my farm is always open. Anybody in Moresby, if you are doing nothing, come and work here with me. Come and let's farm bananas, pawpaws, ducks, chickens. So I always tell my people that anybody that comes, I always open them welcome hands. And this is what we are doing here. So no favoritism. It's like everybody says, from me to everyone, we are just the same. So the youths, they found themselves as I'm a good leader, so they've lived with me, they've stayed with me. And we are planning to move to across the ocean. You see, Australia is just there. They are big dreams. My big dream is to make a piggery on the sea, the biggest piggery in Papua New Guinea on the sea, instead of mangroves.
By encouraging young people to explore agriculture, Wafi aims to inspire a new generation of farmers who can innovate and improve farming techniques in the country. His message resonates particularly in urban areas like Port Moresby, where many youths face challenges in securing employment. He believes that by embracing farming, they can build a sustainable future while also benefiting from the growing interest in local and organic produce.
And I don't need to be a politician to look after people. I'm doing it now at this level. So people asking me, what's your intention? I tell them, it's not about political. It's all about what's in my heart. If you see me, I like to look after people. And if you see my accents on my social medias and TikTok and Facebook, I like to look after people. And I don't need to be a politician to do that. Politician, I can leave it to the young farming youths that have stood one for the kira. I endorse them. For me, it's all about helping others and giving opportunity to other Papua New Guineans. This is our country. A Goroka men, a Wabek men, a Tolai men. a Papuan, a Gulf, a Makam, and telling him that life is like this. Let's work together. We say that banana. I always tell my people working in my farm, it's my land. But whatever banana you plant, you must learn to share. If you are greedy, the door is there. You can go. I don't need you. I have other 100 people coming in to take your place.
Freddie Mo, TVWAN News.
A full-day outreach program focused on inclusive education and community empowerment was held at Tutu Beach on Friday. The event, coordinated by Cheshire Disability Services PNG under its community-based rehabilitation program, brought together health professionals, educators and youth to promote inclusivity and well-being for all.
The Inclusive Education and Community Empowerment Outreach at the Tutu Beach Learning Center was officially opened by longtime advocate for inclusive development, Dame Carol Kiru. Attendees included teachers, physiotherapists, youth groups, and members of the community. They took part in activities such as health screenings, inclusive education, policy training, and physical therapy sessions.
I want to say to the community members who've got here, please, knowledge and information is like food to feed you, and it must be shared, right? Any new knowledge and information you get today, please share it with community and tell them what's happening. Today it's bringing another team into our partnership here at the Tutu Beach Learning Center. It's focused on the early learning, which is at Tutu Beach and Tarami United Church, but it also includes our partners from Kokoda Track Foundation, KTF, who are partners with it, helping with the training of teachers, and they're partners with doing forward work here at this area.
Nutrition and well-being were also central themes of the day. Dame Carol emphasized the importance of awareness and education around healthy eating, calling for nutrition classes to be integrated into community learning programs like Guinea-Guada.
I think that outreach and awareness is the best way to educate our communities, our teachers, those ones that they don't know the importance of the children with special need. They neglect most of them, but when we do awareness and do the training and like this, then they will know that, oh, there's a way that these children can be no more like the other ones, that they can go to the school. So.
The program is set to run continuously, with sessions planned every Friday or fortnightly. Tutu Beach Learning Center will serve as the hub for this inclusive education effort, with teachers from Cheshire supporting Department of Education initiatives in the region.
That you're here, think about it, think about the challenges that the people have and how can we help them to overcome it. When we talk about inclusivity, especially for classrooms, they have to be accessible with a ramp so people with a wheelchair can get in. Also the pathways, they should be clear so the tires of the wheelchairs don't break, or the crutches, that's all things you have to make space for other people who have challenges to help them to make it a little bit easier.
The event also featured the Young Voices group raising awareness among older youth and community members. The initiative, also supported by the Kokoda Track Foundation, reinforces that inclusion goes beyond classrooms. It begins with understanding and action at the community level. Cheshire's Tutu Beach Learning Center outreach marks a step forward in providing accessible and inclusive education in PNG, aligning efforts from community leaders, government partners, and civil society. Carol Kidu Jr., TVWAN News.
During the awareness event at the Tutu Beach Learning Center, members of the Cheshire team were joined by disability advocate and Kokoda Track Foundation projects coordinator Peterson Matthias. His heartfelt speech drew on personal experience, offering deep insight into the realities of living with a disability and the urgent need for inclusive support and infrastructure in our communities.
One highlight of the event was a moving speech from Peterson Matthias, a lawyer and projects coordinator with the Kokoda Track Foundation. As a person living with a disability, his personal experience provided deep insight into the importance of inclusion, infrastructure, and support systems. Peterson shared his journey of resilience from navigating inaccessible classrooms to becoming a lawyer and community leader. His core message, disability is not a limitation, but a lifestyle requiring recognition and support.
For me, living with disability and experiencing the life, I can say that the life was very tough, very, very tough. But one thing that I realized was the value of friendship and inclusiveness. Yeah, my friends were really very amazing. The photo tells itself that my friends helped me a lot, and then they made me being part of the society, the community, even in classroom environment.
His message resonated strongly with both the audience and field staff. 2 officers from the Cheshire shared their reactions of how the day went and of the work they deliver to help those in need of it.
And there are all multiple disabilities youths that we have in and around in Papua New Guinea and also in Port Moresby. So my aim is to find how many youths that I can have on my team to be a member with Cheshire Disability Services. And it is our role as we go out to provide services, so we find ways and activities for them to get involved so they can get out of their ways of living with people and how they are being treated at home and with fellow people and residents and their family.
They were very interested in the, they don't know what we do here with us exposing ourselves out there with our services free, and they are very interested, and there's many people living with disabilities that out there, people and also children. So it was like making it exposed to with people with such need, they have place to have get there.
Their feedback underlines the practical challenges on the ground and the hope that inclusive programs like this bring to families often overlooked. As the Tutu Beach Learning Center becomes a central location for inclusive outreach, the voices of lived experience and dedicated field workers remain at the heart of this mission. Carol Kidu Jr., TV1 News.
And now the finance news. The kina closed unchanged at $0.2445 in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, our kina was buying $0.2370 US dollars, $0.3635 Australian dollars, $0.2039 euro, and 34.59 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, coffee, cocoa, copra, crude oil, and copper closed higher. Gold closed lower, and palm oil closed the day unchanged. And on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed lower, ASX closed lower, higher, and all ordinaries closed higher. TV1 News continues after the break. Stay with us.
From the rich soils of the highlands, the finest coffee has been grown by generations of Papua New Guineans. Expertly blended and roasted with over 80 years of experience, making the finest cup of Nescafe New Guinea blend. PNG's own coffee.
Simon, life is simple. Dreams seem distant, yet hope remains. One ticket, one dream. Simon's world changed forever. Yes! From small dreams to big possibilities. The One-Top Jackpot is here for everyone. Win big every day.
Hurry PNG and enter today to be considered for the 2025 Power Play PNG Awards. Brought to you by ExxonMobil and the PNG LNG project, these awards recognize exceptional Papua New Guineans making significant contributions in the LNG and decarbonization industries. Could you be Papua New Guinea's next great power player? There's only one way to know. Enter now to find out.
Here he goes. We're all good. First of the day. Looking to finish the game. Bobby Hill runs it down. What? Brilliant from Bobby. Bobby Dazzler brings him down.
Off hands, Dempsey, dangerous, got it! The Cats with 3 on end.
Thanks for staying with us. Following the gruesome discovery of the decomposing bodies of 2 children in an abandoned vehicle in Gereka in the National Capital District, police are calling on parents and guardians to take their responsibilities seriously to protect their children. The children, aged 4 and 5, are cousins and were reported missing on the afternoon of March 2nd between 3 p.m. and 4 p.m.
The decomposed bodies of the children were discovered on May 2nd in an abandoned vehicle. Despite their state, their parents were able to positively identify them. Like any other deaths, police are now treating these crimes seriously and have started investigations to establish facts surrounding the cause of the deaths. Police have already collected witness statements from concerned people, including the parents. Police Commissioner David Manning confirmed that forensic and homicide detectives were deployed to the crime scene and have collected samples and other evidence. A post-mortem was conducted on May 6th and police are awaiting results to help with their investigations. Commissioner Manning described the deaths as unfathomable and urged parents and guardians to look after their children well.
As I said, violence against children it has no place in our society. Okay. Each and every member of our society is obligated to report on incidences involving violence against our children.
He said violence and abuse of children is not only despicable, but a violation of trust by parents and guardians, and police will take a serious approach when dealing with such cases. He urged the public to report to police cases of child abuse and violence and help protect children.
To parents and guardians of our children across the length and breadth of this country, take your responsibilities seriously. Take it seriously. Because I've just shared the dreadful demise of a 4- and 5-year-old. These kids expect to be loved, to be cared for, to be provided for and protected. If for some reason that's not forthcoming, then it now becomes a concern for everyone.
Manning also highlighted the need to relook at laws surrounding the rights of children like the Lookout in Pikanini Act and work together with government agencies and departments to see how best they can implement this law. Ruth Rungola, TVWAN News.
In regional news, journalists are at the front line of the digital revolution and need to adopt the new technologies while also maintaining their core mission of informing, investigating and upholding public interest. Former journalist and current First Secretary Trade and Economic at the New Zealand High Commission in Suva, Adham Crichton, said this during the World Media Freedom Day celebration in Suva last week. He said the advent of artificial intelligence was expected to significantly alter the media landscape with both benefits and threats. He said some of the areas where AI would make significant impact by 2030 was content creation, news generation, video content, and personalized news stories. He added that we must always remember that AI doesn't look forward, it only feeds on information from the past. The Australian Electoral Commission is investigating how a box of ballot papers ended up in the home of a temporary AEC worker after election night.
Box of 1,866 ballot papers from a polling place in Hurstville ended up inside the home of an Australian Electoral Commission worker after the May 3 vote. Now, the AEC says these votes had already been counted by the time they went missing, so they've had no impact on the final result in the seat of Barton, which Labor retained. But the concern here is exactly how this happened in the first place. The AEC says that the box in question was among a few boxes of votes to be packaged up and taken to a central location from the Hurstville polling place after the election, but that when those boxes arrived, there was one less than expected. It was found last week inside the home of a temporary Electoral Commission worker, still sealed and with all ballots accounted for. The AEC says it takes the incident very seriously and has launched an investigation into exactly how this could have occurred in the first place.
Susan Ley has been appointed leader of the Liberal Party in a tight 29-25 vote that edged out Treasury spokesperson Angus Taylor. The new leader will soon decide on her front bench as the faces the mammoth task of uniting a front bench after a bruising election campaign.
Susan Leigh's win today is historic. The first woman to lead the Liberal Party, the first step on the path to winning back female voters. The new leader says she wants a fresh approach to reflect a modern Australia. What that looks like, though, is still unclear. Right now, everything is up for review, including something that appeared settled before the election, the commitment to net zero emissions by 2050. The Morrison government signed Australia up to the Paris Agreement. Peter Dutton stuck with that pledge. But right now, the Liberals can't say where they stand on net zero. How that's going to win back voters in Middle Australia that have left the party is unclear. Susan Leigh says she wants to target the sensible centre, but she also wants to consult her colleagues on this and avoid a split with the Nationals, who are now openly debating their climate policy and will have greater influence within the coalition. Susan Leigh has been a shearer's cook and a stock mustering pilot. She'll now need to muster a deeply divided and demoralised opposition. Her win over Angus Taylor was narrow. She faces a Labor government in a commanding position. Susan Leigh's flight path ahead will be difficult if she ever wants to become the first female Liberal Prime Minister.
40 years on from its bombing in Auckland, causing an almighty diplomatic rift and cementing New Zealand's anti-nuclear outlook, the Rainbow Warrior is returning. The ship visiting is the third iteration of the Rainbow Warrior. The original lies on the seabed of Matauri Bay, north of Auckland. The Greenpeace-staffed yacht will dock in the City of Sails for the anniversary in July, completing a similar journey that its precursor vessel undertook in 1985. The Rainbow Warrior sailed south to New Zealand after helping to ferry a few hundred Marshall Islanders from an atoll polluted by U.S. nuclear testing. The biggest after effect was confirming New Zealand's status as a non-nuclear state with huge support for bans on nuclear-powered vessels and nuclear weapons that continue to this day. Enough plastic to half fill a football field has been collected from oyster farms along the New South Wales coast and fed through a shredder to be recycled. A team from South Australia has developed a small mobile unit, hoping it can help remove plastic from hard-to-reach estuaries.
Look beyond the beauty of these waters on the New South Wales mid-north coast and you'll find something less appealing. A pile-up of plastic.
I had quite a few large number of drums from damaged rafts from the cyclone, previous floods and stuff.
It's a problem at oyster farms up and down the New South Wales coast. And transporting all this waste away for processing isn't easy.
If we had put everything on this truck here and taken it to the dump, we would have done 30 dump loads.
But what if the processing came to them? That's just what this team of recyclers have done, bringing a mobile shredding unit all the way from South Australia after noticing a similar problem around their home on the Eyre Peninsula. Funded by the New South Wales government, they've spent 3 weeks visiting the state's hard-to-reach oyster farms.
Obviously, they don't really want them to go into landfill. So the best way we thought we could come up to get rid of it is to shred it and send it to be processed.
Without making it bigger or smaller, a half a footy field at 2 metres high we would have moved.
Well, it helps the farmer. He doesn't have to take it to a large depot or, transport it somewhere else to be processed.
The project's end goal is a circular system where the recycled product goes back into the oyster industry.
It would just be a matter of working with the oyster basket manufacturers, the growers, and making sure we can get a product good enough that can be reused into oyster baskets.
For now, these plastic chips are being sent to Sydney, where they'll be recycled into insulation for communications cables.
That's what it's all about, keeping the quality up, getting it to a processor, keeping the value up, and then that processor can sell it for a higher price.
The people behind this project are eyeing opportunities interstate, but growers say long-term success will hinge on the venture becoming self-reliant.
We've had other plastic recycling around in the area, and simply because it's been government funded, it hasn't turned into a viable project. And I'd like to see it continue, but trying to make it stand on its own feet, that's for somebody with a very smart business mind.
In the short term, the team is ready to come back here next year and do it all again.
That ends our news segment. We'll have sports after the break.
The PNG LNG project has now generated more than 30 billion kina for Papua New Guinea since production commenced. Nearly half of this amount has been paid as tax. Equity distributions are paid to KPHL and MRDC based on the interest they hold. Tax is paid to the IRC, while development levies and royalties are paid to DPE. For more information on direct and indirect benefits, visit PNG EITI's website.
Use Savetu Wholesome Condom and Wambla way where you can abrusim seek HIV, STI na unplanned pregnancy, tingim. Use him condom long right pla way. Stop safe na lookout him you yet. Use him condom all get a time. Suppose you know save long HIV status long partner blog you or suppose you got plenty partner. Use him condom good all get a time. Long haborusim seek HIV, STI na unplanned pregnancies. Use him condom banisim you yet na future blog you. This platok save ikam long National AIDS Council Secretariat.
We are the people, connected to our land and sea. Timeless and enduring, it has served past generations, sustains us today, and will support those of tomorrow. A testament to human ingenuity, it can be shaped into limitless forms. It reflects our humanity, strong yet vulnerable. It teaches us to endure challenges to fulfill our purpose. Past technologies inspire us to look inward for creativity and sustainable solutions for the future. It brings families together, fostering moments of connection over shared meals. Known and cherished worldwide, the clay pot is a universal symbol of life, resilience, and connection.
Meet the bank for everyone, everywhere. As People's Microbank, we were proud to be a bank for the people. Now as National Banking Corporation, we are bringing modern banking to all in Papua New Guinea. With more branches and our friendly staff ready to assist you in more places, we are making money matters simple and fair. So wherever you are, however you say it, say hello better banking. Learn more at nbcpng.com.pg.
Welcome back. The Port Moresby Vipers are making headlines in the 2025 season, showcasing a strong commitment to nurturing young talent through their academy program, the Port Moresby Rugby League, and the annual NCD Governors Cup competition. This strategic shift aims to move away from relying on recycled players who haven't contributed significantly since the club last won the championship in 2013. The Vipers kicked off the season with back-to-back victories over Central Dabaris and Gulf Iso, followed by a tough draw against Engamioks in Wabeg in round 3. Their momentum continued in round 4 and 5 with wins against strong opponents Wagitumbe and Kimbe Cutters.
Oh, bullet pass, gets it away, and I think it's the captain himself going over Gilmore Paul.
CEO Ronnie Titi provided insight into the club's vision, emphasizing the importance of integrating young players into the team. While it's work in progress, the latest statistics show promising signs, he stated. The youthful Vipers are beginning to embrace the elite-level competition with newfound confidence. As a foundation club in the National Rugby League, the Vipers have struggled since their last premiership title in 2013. Titi noted that the club is undergoing a comprehensive overhaul of its systems, including coaching, player selection, and scouting of young talents who can add value for the long term.
This year we had an overhaul in our playing group and then part of our coaching as well. We got 2 rookie coach, Wellington Albert, former Anta Kumul and Play UK, and Brendan Gotono is our very own Vipers, through and through. Went up to Hunters, PM13, and had a bit of experience at that level. We sort of are going with new squad this year. Most of our boys coming from PRL and our academy, Vipers Academy. They've spent a couple of years with us. And then bulk of them came from our Governors Cup and our Suburban League. So it's a good mixture this year. We've only had 2 senior players, which is the captain and the vice, Gilmore and Fedro. The rest of the boys, they knew from the Digital Cup Arena. And this year is our first time, and it took a lot of time to get the boys to gel in and be together and bond. And we've seen so far boys got 4 wins and 1 draw from the last 5. So it's going good for us.
The squad features promising young talent, including Manasseh Watt from Pavaroko Secondary and Bernard Lai from Gerahu Secondary, alongside university students. Titi expressed excitement about the new generation of players, including sons of PRL legends Joseph Nipal and Robert Akunai, who are ready to carve out their own legacies.
They're big boys, they're young boys, and they're pretty big. Like their fathers, they played at PRL before, and the sons they followed in the footsteps. Young Eddie Nepal has come from rugby union, and he's getting himself to get tuned in with rugby league. And he had just 2 games, and Norman, his father, used to be before Mr. Akuna, and he's just following his dad's footstep. And he had a pre-season with Hunters, went for surgery back, and he was really good. Very faithful with his rehab, and he came back and been a good starter for us, and also coming off the bench, he had a lot of firepower to our team. And it's a very young squad that we have, and most of them is their first time to play together at that level, and so far they've been good for us, and we're happy that we're going with most of the young boys. And
Eddie Nipal, coming from rugby union, is adapting to league, while Norman Akunai has shown great resilience after recovering from surgery. They are following their father's footsteps and have brought significant energy to the team. To provide leadership on the field, co-captains Gilmore Paul and Fedro Gene have been instrumental in guiding the young squad.
There are 2 leaders in the pack that leads most of the young boys around, and the boys just gelling well. And we just told them, you play for each other, you play for your family, you play for the club, and importantly, you play for the people of NCDC. And we want to restore the pride, the city pride back. In the glory days, it used to be that way. So we told the boys, stop outside world and then just concentrate on your football and listen to the coaches, listen to your parents at home, because most of them are pretty young. There's 3 or 4 of them are in the secondary. Young Manasseh Watt is doing his grade 9 at Bawaroko Secondary, and young Bernard Lai Locke is in the Gerahu Secondary as well. So
They lead by example and foster a sense of unity among the players. With a renewed focus on youth and a clear vision for the future, the Port Moresby Vipers are positioning themselves as a formidable force in the couple of years from now. Terry Longwood, TVWAN Sports.
After a bye weekend, the PNG Hunters are back at training this week in preparation for their Round 9 clash against the current competition leaders and 2024 Q Cup champions, the North Devils, on Sunday in Brisbane. During the bye, several players opted to represent their local franchise clubs in Round 5 of the Digicel ExxonMobil Cup. Coach Paul Aiton emphasized that players had the choice to either play or rest over the weekend.
Coach Paul Aiton said a few senior players chose to rest their bodies due to niggles, while some of the new boys went back to their respective clubs to play in Round 5 of the Digicel ExxonMobil Cup and coming back to camp a little sore, but nothing major.
Quite a few of our senior players chose to do that and rest their bodies. They had a few nigglies that most players do leading into games. But I think a lot of the new boys played for their Dem Cup teams, which they're a bit sore now, they're a bit sore from that. So it changes the dynamics. We've got some fresh, some sore, so we're trying to manage that early in the week. But we focus a lot on our defence, and our completions this week, I'd say, leading into...
Aiton was pleased to announce the long-awaited return of Hunters prop Apel Capinius this week, clocking up much-needed game time with his local franchise Gurias in the past 5 rounds after his ACL injury sustained at the beginning of 2024.
Apel Capinius. He makes his return to Host Plus Cup, which is good. Good news for us and good news for Apel. He's had a few things to work on. He's gone back and work on that, getting himself match fit, and we think he's ready. So,
as the Hunters gear up for this weekend's important clash against the North Devils, the focus remains on preparation, teamwork, and maintaining their strong position in the competition. On the Hunters' poor track record in away games, Aiton mentioned that they don't focus too much on past performances. Instead, they aim for consistency in preparation, regardless of whether they are playing at home or away. Aiton also highlighted the importance of individual preparation, stating that while team preparation is crucial, how players prepare individually is even more important.
Our whole lead up to the game is pretty much the same. We do our captain's run here, no, we're looking forward towards the challenge anyway. We're playing first on the ladder, who haven't lost. They're undefeated this year, so we're really looking forward to that. And the boys do raise for those games.
The Hunters play North Devils 3 p.m. this Sunday at Bishop Park in Brisbane, followed by another away game against Townsville Blackhawks in Townsville the following week. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
That's the sports segment. We'll now have the weather forecast. Southern, Port Moresby, cloudy periods with few possible showers and thunderstorms. Momase, Ley, cloudy periods with few showers. Medang, Wewak and Vanimo, cloudy periods with some rain showers and possible thunderstorms. New Guinea Islands, Kokopo and Rabaul, few possible showers and thunderstorms. Highlands, Mount Hagen, cloudy periods with few showers. Coral Sea, seas slight to moderate with southeast winds of 10 to 20 knots. Solomon Sea, seas slight with southeast winds of 5 to 15 knots tending northwest. Bismarck Seas, seas smooth with northwest winds of 5 to 10 knots. Pacific Ocean, seas slight with northeast winds of 5 to 15 knots. Waters of southern PNG Indonesian border to Daru, to Kiwai Island, to Kerema, to Yule Island, to Hood Point, to Samarai Island, and waters of Samarai Island to Cape Bogle and all Milne Bay Islands, seas 1 to 2 meters. Waters of north of Cape Bogle to Huon Gulf to Finchafen, and waters of Long Island to Medang to Wewak to Vanimo and northern PNG Indonesian border, seas 0.5 to 1.5 meters. And waters of New Island to New Britain Island
seas 0.5 to 1.3 meters.
That ends this edition of TV1 News. Have a pleasant evening. Bye for now.
The TV1 News was proudly brought to you by
Are you a small business owner or just starting up? Need mobile plans for your team and Wi-Fi internet for your office? But also need flexibility, simplicity, and value? Then the Digicel SME Club is for you. Digicel's SME Club will keep your business connected with the best rates in PNG, affordable mobile plans with unlimited in-group calls,